Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. The management of our OP will think twice before messing with him again, and we'll tell you why. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. CEO has egg on his face. Last week, completely out of the blue, the CEO's secretary, she hates that term, came over and gleefully told me I was to have a disciplinary meeting later that afternoon. Now, the CEO and his secretary are not well liked at all. She's considered to be incompetent and uses anger and bullying tactics to cover this, while the CEO is very intelligent but widely rumored to be on the autism spectrum due to his poor social skills. Never ever makes eye contact for one, lots of awkward moments, etc. He tends to make knee-jerk responses and makes decisions based on how angry he is at the time. They're both as thick as thieves together, and basically nobody likes dealing with either of them. When I asked her what I did wrong, she said, "I can't give you any further details, but it's because the staff records at XYZ department have been entered as A instead of B. You're welcome to have representation if you like." I told her it would be either a really short or really long meeting, as I have nothing to do with that process. And yes, as I was a member of the union, I would be having a union representative with me. The smug look on her face dropped. "Oh, you're a member of the union, are you?" That felt good to take away some of her enjoyment. For interested parties, my company, despite having over 300 employees, does not have an HR department. People have been dismissed on the spot and offered a payout when they've taken it to court. I don't want a payout because despite the politics higher up, I really like this job, so I joined the union. Working in records management, I'm thoroughly organized and also keep all my emails, unlike the CEO's secretary, who can't find anything and always claims she didn't receive it. I also keep records of phone conversations in a logbook, so I printed out an email from 4 years ago that shows I'm not part of that process that I'm to be disciplined for. I took this email to the 2IC, that I get along with and respect. 10 minutes later, I was called into the CEO's office with a message that he thinks we can settle this without going to a disciplinary meeting now. I plonked down that email as well as another pile of dated paperwork that showed I have nothing to do with what I'm supposed to have done wrong. The CEO was very quiet instead of his usual huffing and puffing with righteousness. That felt great too. After about 5 minutes of me pointing out fact after fact as to why this has nothing to do with me, he got up to show me out and mumbled that the disciplinary meeting for tomorrow would no longer be necessary, and could I please contact the union rep to let her know it isn't necessary for her to come in either. Ha! I won that round. So my petty revenge is to be organized, and my being a union member was my trump card? I don't ever want to go through that stress again. Hopefully it was just one-off and not the start of a witch hunt against me. I was really hoping you threw an egg on his face and was left disappointed. And our second story. No, you can't take my child's bike. So my wife and I decided to clean out the garage to take advantage of the quarantine. So we rented a dumpster and started clearing everything out. We have 4 kids, so we have a lot of junk and old clothes, toys, high chairs, strollers, etc. It's all in really good condition as my wife takes really good care of things so that we could resell it later, usually to one of her cousins. She has a very, very large family, so there's almost always someone pregnant. Normally, she'll post the items on Facebook for our friends and family, then she'll post them for sale on Marketplace or take them to a secondhand store to try and make a little side cash. With the garage initiative, we decided we'd just curb alert all the items for free and people could come take whatever they wanted. When I say curb alert, I literally mean that they were in a separate group by the curb, clearly separated from the stuff that would be going back into the garage. This is important. My wife takes a picture of some of the stuff, puts it on Facebook, then ends up texting a couple of her cousins and friends she knows that could use some stuff. She even goes through the boxes of clothes to pull out some outfits and sizes for them that she thinks they'll like. Above and beyond for them to be getting free stuff, it's who she is. So her one cousin rolls up less than an hour after it's posted and says she'll take it all. Now, all of her kids except one of them are older than all of ours, so we were a little confused as to why she needed things like a high chair, a box of toddler clothes, etc., but whatever. We literally just did not care. she could take them all and sell them for her own profit. We just couldn't care less at this point. So then she starts looking through the other stuff, and I told her that was the stuff we were keeping. Then she asks if she can have one of our bikes. I told her no, that my kids use them. She asks why we have so many bikes, so I explained that we just got the kids new bikes, but 2 of our kids aren't quite ready for their new bikes, as one's a little too short to ride it comfortably and the other hasn't learned to ride without training wheels yet. Her response, teach him to ride without training wheels and give me that bike. I told her no, firmly. She rolled her eyes at me and went back to the curb pile. One of our friends texted my wife and asked if she could hold on to the double stroller for her as she could really use it. They foster kids and just got given a baby along with their 2-year-old, and she really needs a double stroller. So we tell her cousin, whose youngest child is 4, that we're keeping that for a friend. Her response, she ain't here yet. My neighbor really needs a stroller. I tell her no again and take the stroller back up to the other pile. She follows, whatever. Then she starts back on the bike thing, saying that since she can't have the stroller, I should give her the bike. Again, I firmly tell her that I'm not giving her my son's bike. The conversation goes as follows. But Bubs don't have nothing to ride. Okay, but who's Bubs? That's what we call JJ's little boy. Okay, who's JJ? My neighbor down the road. He's done some work for my father-in-law before. Side note, my father-in-law runs a decently large-scale rental company. He's got close to 50 regular workers, all of which are either family or considered family. None of them are named JJ. Yeah, I don't know JJ, but even if I did, he can't take my son's bike. She goes on to talk about how I could just go buy training wheels for the new bike because they're cheap and that Bubs is going to be crushed not to have a bike. I asked why he'd be expecting a bike in the first place. This goes on for a solid 5 minutes before I finally just tell her she needs to pack up and leave. This is when I finally lost it. Okay, but y'all need to load my car for me, for real. I just worked an 8-hour shift and then went home and cooked fajitas for the kids. There I am, covered in sweat, garage dust, dumpster funk, after having woken up early to work my 8 hours, I work from home, being told that she's too tired to load up the free stuff I just gave her. Whatever, though. I don't care at this point and start loading up the car, with her teenage daughter sitting in the front seat playing on her phone, and she has the audacity to move my son's bike over to the pile I'm loading from. I ignore it, of course, and keep loading and then close the tailgate. Her, laughing, you forgot something. Get off my son's bike, you can't have it. Oh, come on. You know you're gonna just give it away anyway, just load it up and let me leave. I finally snapped and told her that if she didn't leave, I'd unload all the crap I just loaded and she could leave with none of it. She promptly laughed. You should have told her to leave way early in the conversation. These people are never worth dealing with. Also, be prepared for this crap that she can't sell or give away. It's going to be dumped back on your driveway in worse shape than you gave it to her. And our last story. Owners didn't want to give me what I deserved. Now they're about to lose a $3 million contract because I resigned. I'm a young project manager for an unlimited commercial GC. I picked up a hammer for the first time 6 years ago, no prior experience. I was raised believing if you work hard and apply yourself, you'll be successful. For 2 years, I learned everything that I could in the construction industry. Took my work home with me, studied on my own time to better myself. For that, I was promoted to foreman. I was brought in to take over a small project at a 12-building, 120-unit condo complex. It started small, and the board of directors for the HOA told me they loved my professionalism, work ethic, and ability to complete projects on time and under budget. We won a big contract because of that small project. That was 3 years ago. I've since taken over the job as foreman, superintendent, and project manager. I do the billing, meetings with engineers and board members, scheduling, takeoff, material ordering. I even trained the subs on application of new products because we didn't have enough mid-management. The project just passed $2.7 million. We got a bid request for another $3 million job in the same complex. All the while, the board of directors telling me how appreciative they are and how they've gone through 5 different contractors in the years before committing to my company because of my management and quality of work. This boosted my confidence, and I went to the owners asking for the raise they promised me a year ago for my production. They told me, "The experience you're gaining is far more valuable." I said, "You're right." I put my resume on public, got contacted by a headhunter, just accepted an offer this week for $80,000 a year, full benefits, 28 PTO days, including holidays. In the office now, no more working from the field, full in my own truck, laptop, Wi-Fi in my truck for on-the-go billing when I visit the out-of-state projects, $80 per diem, 100% matching 401k for the first 3 years of my employment, quarterly bonus programs. The company I'm with now pays me only $40k, and that's with none of the above listed benefits. The final nail in the coffin was when the owners bragged about how much my project made in a company meeting, then denied me a Christmas bonus. I laid this offer on their desk Friday and watched their jaws hit the floor. I told the HOA board president of the project I'm running about my resignation when they couldn't match my offer. His eyes got big and requested a meeting with the owners and expressed serious concern about moving forward with the new project without my involvement. They don't have anyone to replace me. I'm not going to lie, it feels good to hurt their pockets when I gave them everything I had for 6 years and only asked for the median project manager salary. F those greedy B-turds. I love this misconception of how they think you're smart enough to do the job, but not smart enough to know your worth and look elsewhere. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.